everyone, it's Hayley. I'm just coming on to do a really quick update on the whole TTC thing and everything like that. So the last time I spoke to you, we'd been to see the fertility nurse and she was sending me for a scan, and then I had to come off clomid for the month whilst I had the scan done, and then once the scan results were back to the fertility nurse, she would then tell us whether or not to go back on clomid. So today is Monday. I had my scan on Saturday. It was an internal and external scan. So they did the external first because you need a full bladder, and that she was basically just checking my womb, making sure that everything was fine with my womb and that my womb lining was okay. Everything was fine. She didn't tell me the measurements of my womb lining, but she did measure them, but she just didn't tell me. I'm just presuming that everything was fine. She obviously asked me where I was in my cycle, when my period was due, how long my cycles were, just so she could obviously get an idea of what she would expect to see. And like I say, I think everything was fine. And then you have to go and empty your bladder for them to do the internal. And so the internal one was to have a proper look at my ovaries. She said that they wanted to see how big they were, how many cysts I had, and just basically look at everything structurally to make sure there was no problems. So my mum came with me to the scan because my other half was helping his sister move house. So my mum, I don't think she's ever been to one of these particular scans before. So when the sonographer was looking at my ovaries, I saw what I thought I saw was the string of welts, which would be the cysts. So I said to my mum, "They're the cysts on my ovaries," and the sonographer said, "No, they're not cysts, they're follicles." So, oh, okay. So then she carried on looking at my left ovary and she was like, "There's no activity's been going on here. Let's have a look and see what your right ovary's doing." So she had a look at my right ovary and she showed me like an indent, looked like a void in my ovary, and she said, "You've released a follicle from there, so you have ovulated this month. You've released a follicle from the right side." And she could show me where it was. It was really fascinating to see the space where the follicle was before it was obviously released. So that was the first bit of good news, that the first month off the clomid I was still ovulating. And the second bit of good news is that there are absolutely no cysts left on my ovaries. So I don't know if that's because of the weight loss. That's what I'm attributing it to anyway, or it could be I don't think it would be childbirth or being pregnant, because I had an internal scan done about 4 months after my little man was born, and I had cysts on my ovaries, albeit less than I did before I had my little one, but I still had cysts, whereas now I have none. So I was so happy with that, because even though obviously you still have the syndrome and the cysts could come back at any point, it's great to think that that's one less thing that I'm battling at the moment. So really, really pleased with that. Also means though that the other option other than IVF that they were going to offer me, which is ovarian drilling, I don't know if they would offer that to me now because I have no cysts. So that's something I've got to wait till Thursday to call the fertility nurse, and she'll talk me through all the results and next steps and everything. But yeah, the ovarian drilling might not be an option now because I have no cysts. So it was definitely a very good news appointment. She also, me and my mum, is probably just wishful thinking and everything, but we came out of there and a few of the comments that the sonographer had said, we were thinking maybe she's seen something, like not necessarily a baby because it probably wouldn't have been implanted by that point, because I think I was on 8 days past ovulation. so probably wouldn't have even have implanted by that point. But we were thinking, oh, maybe my womb lining's thick enough, and she's thinking, oh, maybe something's happening, or maybe she's seen something that is making her think that a pregnancy could be occurring, because she kept saying things like, when are you due on your period? And then I told her, and she was like, right, you need to make sure you test if you're late, which obviously is standard advice to give, but it was just the way she was saying things, and me and my mum came out there thinking, oh, maybe she thinks that it's actually happened. It's just us being positive and reading way too much into it, I think. But yeah, it was definitely a really good appointment, and I came out of there feeling a lot more positive than I did after I spoke to the fertility nurse the first time. So we've just got to wait to see what the fertility nurse says on the back of these results, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully I can speak to her. My period's due Friday, so if it arrives, I'll need to take the clomid on Saturday, so I need to speak to her before then, so I know whether or not to take it. So fingers crossed, I'll be able to speak to her and everything will be going along nicely. So obviously I will let you guys know as soon as I've spoken to the fertility nurse and let you know what she says, and then I'll keep you posted as if and when the next cycle starts. So really quick update for you, because I've not even eaten yet, and I think it's almost 8:30, so I'm gonna head off, and I'll update you again towards the end of the week. So I hope everyone's really well. I hope you're all doing okay in your cycles. Thanks everyone for the new subscriptions, the comments. I've noticed a couple of comments that I haven't managed to reply to yet, but I will reply. And just thanks everyone for watching. So I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye!